I need you to understand.
Understand.
Before I watch this episode, am I currently experiencing fear to the point that it is crippling me? This is a moment of reflection. Before we go forward, we got to break the back of fear. We're coming after that thing. And we're coming after it with God. Because we got to know that we're not going to be paralyzed. Hey, visionary.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Ooh, you made
and
it,
welcome
y'all.
back to Thoughts of a Visionary podcast.
Yes, sir.
I'm your host, Crystal.
And I'm my co-host, Rashad. Listen, Happy
New
Year. Happy New Year. Happy 2 New Years to you all, to your families, to all the visionaries out there. Listen, we're excited. Listen, this is not just a start of a new year. It's an opportunity to pursue what's already been placed down on your heart.
Ooh,
I
need you to say that again.
It's not just a start of a new year, because we love to celebrate the new year. Let's be real. Us human beings, we love, new year, new me. No,
new me, new year.
Listen. Last year, you walked out of last year.
Yes.
And you stepped into this new year with the same dream, with the same vision. And so I need you to understand that this is an opportunity to step into what's already been placed in your heart.
Inside you. Today's podcast episode is called Breaking the Norm, Progress over Resolution.
That's
We're
right.
going to say that again.
Come on.
Today's episode is Breaking the Norm, Progress over Resolution.
I like that.
And yes,
I like that.
Today we're going to talk about something that we may feel deeply about.
That's right.
Breaking the norm again, progress over resolution. We have to understand and focus that it's about progress. It's about progression. This isn't about re-innovating yourself every year. And let's talk about that, because we have to understand, we cannot think every year it's a new me, like this whole thing we do. We have to understand that it's really about just progressing.
Come on.
It's about moving forward.
That's
step
right.
by step in the vision that you already been given. Moving step by step in the what?
Vision you've already been given.
I need you to say it with your chest.
Come on now. It's about moving into that direction of which the vision you've already been given.
Yes.
Don't worry about the past. Listen, we've come into this world with a vision, and every new year we always claim we got a new vision. No, you don't, because if you had a new vision, that means you completed the last task.
Ooh.
And 9 times out of 10, we have not completed the last task.
Yeah.
Which means that task is still at hand. Which means you still have an obligation to fulfill the last task you were supposed to fulfill. So today, this conversation is for anyone who feels stuck, paralyzed by fear, and overwhelmed by everything they want to accomplish. We've been there, and today we're here to be raw, honest, and transparent with you.
Yes. So we're going to jump in our first segment, and it's called Why Resolutions Fail. Why Resolutions Fail. And I think this is really going to be a good segment. And we're going to jump in step by step, really breaking down why we're breaking the norm. Because a lot of times, if we don't break the norm, we're going to continue to create cycles through generation. And then you have to spend the next generation trying to break that cycle. So no, we're breaking the norm right now. So let's jump into it. Let's start with resolutions. Why do they often fail? I honestly think it's because it comes from a place of temporary motivation. It comes from a place of temporary motivation instead of long-lasting intentions. And that's honestly true, because we have to understand that motivation will be there. But is it just temporarily or is it long lasting? And I want you to write that down in the chat. Be honest with yourself. You're hyped up in January, but by March, the fire is burnt out.
Burnt out by March.
And I know. I done made so many resolutions about unbigging my back. And my back is still big.
Yo.
Planet Fitness, I'm sorry. They had a nerve to tell me, oh, you've been here. You haven't been here in 78 days. I know that. Okay, like, so what I'm saying is I had to come to the realization of I got to stop making resolutions. I got to be honest with myself and go back to the first place that I said I need to do, which is being honest with myself and staying consistent.
Wow. And consistency, that's when we start off strong. You know, new year, new me. You know, I'm going back to what the world says. We start off strong, right? And we first stirred, even to the, I'm gonna be honest, 15 days of January, you still might be going strong.
Yeah.
You ain't fall off yet. 15 straight, making a great progress. But somewhere, once we get to them 20s of January, you already burned out. Like, you're tired. Like, you done ran 10 laps already, and you at the end of the year ready for the next. It's like as people, we go through this cycle, man. And I just believe, I just believe that it's time that we break that cycle.
Yes.
It's time. How many of us can agree? By show of hands in the chat. I'm tired of running this race. I'm tired. I'm tired. You know, it's just too much. It's like we set these massive goals, but we forget the progress isn't about doing everything all at once. You can't build the wall of China in one day, man. You gotta do it brick by brick. And so, and instead of what we do, it's about staying consistent with the vision God gave you, even when it feels slow or hard.
Yeah.
Even when it feels slow or hard. You got the. I know. This is what I'm supposed to do, but man, every time I get out here, I ain't move. Just stay faithful.
Yeah.
And if that word faithful is too big for you or too religious, just stay consistent.
Yes.
Just get up every day and show up.
Yeah.
And we're going to go deeper into this. We get into this, we're going to dig. We're going to dig. And these shades won't come off because I want y'all to understand the realness of how we're coming into this year, man.
Yeah, this year we're coming more intentional, more open, more raw. But honestly, we're coming to break the back of fear. We're coming to break the back of fear.
You about to make the shades come off already.
Before we jump back into our subject, we have to understand that fear is the number one thing and the number one tactic that the enemy uses. So I need you to pause this podcast right now.
Right now.
I need you to understand. Before I watch this episode, am I currently experiencing fear to the point that it is crippling me? This is a moment of reflection. Before we go forward, we got to break the back of fear. We're coming after that thing. And we're coming after it with God. Because we got to know that we're not going to be paralyzed. But we're going to move forward. And we got to understand that sometimes fear plays a huge part in the role of procrastination. Because we're afraid, we feel like we're about to fail, because the next step feels so big. But I have learned that it's in the small steps that are still step by step that equates to the small milestones that deserve to be celebrated. step by step, movement by movement, milestone by milestone. And yet sometimes we're praying for the very exact moment we're living in right now, because we cannot open our eyes to see that what we have in this moment, or what we accomplish in this moment, is enough. So before we move forward, we got to understand why we're breaking the norm in this podcast.
Wow. We just said
why we're breaking the norm.
Why we're breaking the norm.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah, you gotta let that seep in, huh?
Yeah.
I know,
breaking
right?
the back of fear, man.
Yeah.
And
I felt that so strong.
I don't know if you remember, but in our previous episodes, I've always said that I felt like my life's journey was to defeat that Goliath in my life, which is the spirit of fear. And it's still, I don't like to say that. Well, a lot of people, when they talk about, say, oh, it haunts, I ain't claiming that, but
yeah,
it's something that shows up in different ways in my life, I will say.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that the only way to overcome fear is to believe the opposite of what it's telling you.
Ooh.
The only way to defeat fear is to understand it, sift through it,
Yeah.
and then believe the opposite of what it's telling you. Because
that's good.
You can't just muscle through it, or you will be succumb to fear.
Yeah.
You have to understand how fear works in order to defeat fear. And this is completely off, but I believe that I understand it so well.
Yeah.
It's like my enemy, and I study my enemy so well that now I realize that, and I'm still walking it out, but I believe I'm teaching on it so I can walk out my teaching of what I'm saying. But I believe that when I study my opponent, which is fear, well, I can be able to pick up on where it's coming from and how to see. A lot of us, we like to defend, and defending is great, but I've learned that you have to be on the offensive. You have to actively go after fear.
Yeah.
You gotta attack it. You can't, because if you defend it and don't do nothing after you defend it, it's gonna keep coming back. It's like an enemy. It is, and it's gonna keep coming back. I don't know why we're doing this, but I just feel it to say it. You have to understand fear in order to defeat fear, and the way that you defeat fear is by believing the opposite of what it's telling you.
Yeah.
And so we're going to move on, because I cannot stay there. I really wish we could probably camp out there, because I know that would be great, but we have to move on because we are on a schedule, to say the least. Segment 2 is breaking the norm with progression. Breaking the norm with progression. So how do we break the norm? By focusing on progression. I'm gonna say it again. We break the norm by just focusing on improving, man. You wanna break the norm. What is the status quo of your family? Was it just high school? Okay, how do you break the? You go to college. Okay, well, I don't have the money. Pray and ask God, and maybe He may lead you down the path. For me, it was through the military. The military, God told me this is going to be your route out, and I went, and I was able to go there, and by the grace of God, I was able to get the benefits to go to school. So that was for some of you all, he may require you to take out a loan. I'm not telling you to go do that, but that's what the Lord may lead you to do. So it's just about now understanding about breaking the norm, and the way that you break it is by focusing on progression. This isn't about starting over. It's about continuing the work. If you set a goal to start a business or even buy a home, it's not about having everything perfect. It's about taking the next step, even if it's messy.
Yeah. And I think we can attest to this because as we currently sit in our living room doing this podcast.
Oh yeah, lights and all.
And even disclaimer, you probably hear a rocking or a ticking noise back and forth. That is literally our baby 1-year-old girl in her rocker rocking back and forth. And a lot of times we feel as humans that everything has to be perfect, right? But I think for us, even in the moments that she sleeps, even the moments that we're here on this couch, it's showing that we're coming to you in a place of authenticity and just being able to show that we don't have it all together yet, right? But every podcast episode is a step to the vision that we currently believe that's going to transpire in reality. So we're excited every time we come here. This is literally showing proof of what faith in action does. Proof in what faith in action does. So one thing I want to say is this: there is victory in the small milestones. Maybe you didn't buy the house yet, like my husband was saying. You might didn't buy the house yet. But you met the realtor. That's an act of faith.
Clap it up. Pat yourself
Maybe the business isn't booming yet, but you launched a website.
Come on.
Give yourself a clap on the back.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Clap it up for you.
Go buy yourself some balloons.
Progress isn't
celebrate.
Always loud.
Come on.
It's quiet in the consistent steps. Progress is not always loud. It's quiet in the consistent steps. A lot of times we want to shout out to the world, hey, I'm doing this, and telling everybody. Stop telling everybody your business.
Come on,
stop going on social media and blasting what's going on. I think the biggest thing that shows is when you can walk in a room and people know you for your work. Not for just what you say or what you're going to do, but when you walk in a room and say, oh, that's so and so because of this. But no one saw the behind the scenes when you literally had to get down in the nitty gritty.
Come on.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Nights, sleepless nights.
Talk about
long nights. Even parents. Shout out to
it.
Parents that's even out there too.
That's
trying to build this journey to success and breaking cycles, but still have to deal with little ones. To be honest with you, it's hard. But guess what? So I salute you, and I also salute the ones that even don't have kids.
Come on.
So anyone that's a part of this, the visionary team, or even watching this episode, it's about the quiet steps that you're taking to say, I'm showing up. I'm showing up, because when people see me, they're not going to see me about what I'm saying or what I'm telling people or what I'm sharing. No, they're seeing who I am because of the work that I poured into myself and the passion that was able to be poured out into the very thing that God called me to do.
That's so good, man. So good. And so even when it feels like you're not moving fast enough, remind yourself that God honors faith and persistence. Keep showing up even when it feels hard. And I'm gonna say it again, keep showing up even when it feels hard.
Yes, that's really good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump into segment 3.
I think I'm gonna take my glasses off for this
and
one.
This one, I feel like we're really going to dig into it, because I think a lot of times this is the very topic right here where there's a lot of battles behind it. And this right here would really cause you to either doubt yourself, would it cause you either to feel as if you're paralyzed or just really even put down the very thing that you know that you're destined for. So this segment is titled The Mental Struggle of Progress. The mental struggle of progress. And let's talk about it. The mental side of this can honestly sometimes have your mind in a place of, oh, will I do it? Will I not do it? You'll start questioning, am I even capable of this? Or should I start over? You might even feel paralyzed, wondering if your steps you're taking is even good enough. And I want to let you know this. The biggest thing, like I said earlier, is the enemy will what? He will go after you with the same tactics. He will go after you with fear. Fear really starts in the mind. If the enemy can plant a seed of fear in you, then he has already paralyzed your future. Because you're going to be stuck in a cycle of feeling, am I good enough? Am I worthy? Is this the right step? And even when you're taking the steps, you will start to even doubt yourself. So hear me and hear us. Because I am even one right here to sit here and testify of knowing that I have started maybe 3 things. But because I wasn't sure of myself, because I felt like it wasn't on a go, or it didn't take off how I wanted to take it off, I put it down. But when my husband came to me and told me that I feel like we should start a podcast, I honestly believe we went through every emotion. But even in this, I said, I believe we're going to persevere. And we're here today to tell you, even in the middle of it, we're not going to be here paralyzed. We're not going to be stuck in this thing. But even if we experience every emotion, we're going to push through. Push through. Because we believe that this podcast is a testament of faith.
Oh, yeah. And I say it every time we do it. This is faith in action, man. I just believe that, just picking back off of what you said, where they might feel paralyzed, or if the steps you're taking are enough. And to those who feel like you're not enough, or you may not be doing enough, that's where grace comes in. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't. Progress isn't about perfection. It's about faithfulness. And when you feel stuck, ask yourself, what is the next small step I can take today? What can you do today? Remind yourself, listen, when those thoughts start to intrude your mind, because those are intrusive thoughts. God doesn't put those thoughts in your mind. That's the enemy. Once again, spirit of fear coming to make you feel like you're not enough. You already played with fear. Now he's about to try to set up a fence. He's trying to box you in so that you won't discover who you really are. Because when you find out who you really are, you'll find out that fear is not your future. You'll find out that fear is not your future.
Wow.
Fear is not your future.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it again. Fear is not your future.
That's true. It's so true. And I want you to know it's okay to feel unsure or even scared or feel like things ain't going your way, but that's part of the process. What matters is you don't give up. That's what matters. You're not giving up. You might not have it all together right now, like my husband was saying. It may be messy at the beginning, but as long as you're moving forward, that's all you need to know. I'm growing, I'm thriving, and I'm tackling this thing head on. I think the biggest thing is knowing that starting this podcast, that in the back of this, me and my husband will sit down and talk about so many things, especially him. He's definitely a visionary, even more so than me. And the ideas that we bounce off of each other, but more so the ideas that he brings to me, it's so like, I can't even put it in words because I'm speechless, but it's so big and it's beyond the norm, because it's like, if you was in like these little meeting rooms that we have so much plans for this podcast, but more so production, you know? And I think it's knowing that you will face fear. You will have moments where you may not feel like, I don't know if this is right or this is the right timing. But, you know, I really feel like I have to say this. For one, we're in 2025. We have officially crossed over. It's no more trying to figure out if it's going to go. You really have to shape your mind. And if you need to go back to episode 1, think bigger, please stop this one and go back to it.
Come on,
because that's really where this all plays in. It starts in the mind.
In the mind, man.
Like I said in the previous episode, what if you really start to believe in yourself? What if you really say 2025 is going to be your year? What if you decide to say, I'm going to stop playing myself?
Come on.
I'm not going to allow fear to paralyze me.
Pop it then.
Or cripple me.
Come on.
Or continue to be in my bloodline.
Come on.
I saw what it did to my mother. I saw what it did to my ancestors. I saw what it did. And this is a disclaimer, Mommy, I love you. I'm not saying nothing negative. But I know deep down inside, sometimes because we doubt ourselves, we will stop at a certain place. And now the children have to carry the baton because now we got to continue to break that cycle. But what if we break the cycle now before our children have to do it?
Come on. Come with it, yeah.
Why not say, I'm going to stop playing myself?
Come on.
I'm going to stop doubting myself.
Come on.
I'm going to stop even having this double mindset.
Yeah.
Gas yourself up.
Come on.
It's time to lace them boots on.
Let's
Be
go.
10 toes down and know I'm in this thing with the Lord.
Let's go.
And at the end of the day, in 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, for God did not give us the spirit of fear, but power. First thing first, indication. Power, love, and a sound mind.
Come on now.
So you have the power, you have love, and you have a sound mind that's backing you up.
Put it in the comments.
I'm sorry,
got the victory.
y'all. It might seem like I'm a little hostile right now, but I'm not. I'm just passionate.
Come on.
Because I really believe that we can no longer be like paralyzed. I was saying,
Come on now.
We have to face that fear and know that from this day forward, we have crossed over to 2025, and this is the year that we are truly going to see progression and the manifestation of God's hand.
It's time to get up. It's time to get active, man.
If we don't do it now, then who's going to do it? That's what we got to ask ourselves.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
You got me thinking, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that... It's kind of like a laughing to stop from crying, man, because for so long I have, like, if y'all could, like, if God could put like a rear view mirror, like camera, and watch me through my life up to this point, I'd be like, bro, that boy, he God touched him, man. Because if you watch it to the, be like, nah, ain't no way he doing that.
Yeah.
Because fear plagued this boy's life. But to see me up here is still. I be coming to you like, yo, like we need to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm ready to go. Like, but this has never been me. Never. Couldn't pay me to get in front of a camera. Can tell me to get in front of a camera. So, just understanding that and what you said, man, it was very powerful. And I want to salute you and give you your flowers.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You the one. For real.
And I want to salute you too, man. Because. You know, it takes a lot. And I'm proud of both of us. But I'm also, like I said,
we're not about to cry on this podcast.
It's okay because y'all need to see the married side of us too. And I think that's the episode we're going to definitely get into about talking about purpose partners, the importance of it. But we'll save that for you later, probably Valentine's. But I'm proud of my husband, like I said in my last episode, but I'm going to keep on cheering him on, because when I say I love this man, I love this man. And at the end of the day, it's the fact that you're able to come up here and be transparent. And I want to speak to every man, and even use my husband as an example. A lot of times men feel like they have to silence their voice, but I think my husband is in a place where God is using him mighty to say, no longer will I be silent, no longer will I play the back, behind the scenes, no longer will I shy away from my emotions, but actually come up here being me and being open and vulnerable and say, hey, this is what I face on a daily day basis as a man. I'm not even gonna put a race on it, as a male. And I can only imagine what you go through in your mind on a day-to-day basis of telling yourself, how is this going to work? But the fact that even you may go through that, you're still persevering, and you're saying, I'm going to be open, I'm going to be loud about it, and I'm going to be raw about it and say, this is what I'm going through, and this is what I may face. But guess what? It's not going to take me out. It's not going to take me out.
Come on, I'm a soldier.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm a soldier.
Besides, actually.
I'm a real one, and I'm a real one.
Yeah, you really are. So salute to you in both ways.
I'm a soldier, you know what I'm saying? But soldiers do get hurt.
Yeah.
We get hurt in battle. And sometimes you got to retreat from the battle to get better, to go back into the battle better, wiser, smarter, more healthier, things like that. So, my everything up to this point it goes back to God, man.
Yeah.
I can't. I have no words. I literally don't. It goes back to God, man.
Well, you're doing amazing.
I appreciate it.
So shout out to you.
Shout out to you. Let's keep it going, man. Hey, listen. Shout out to all the visionaries out there.
Yeah.
Man. We appreciate y'all every single week tuning in, supporting us, keeping this thing going. Listen, we can't do it without you, and we don't want to do it without you.
Yeah.
So please, we love you all. I ain't selling nothing, man. So don't even start with the weirdness. Listen, if you was here with me, I'd say to your face, I love you. For real. That's how I'm a real one. Yeah. But we're gonna jump into this fourth and last segment of this episode.
Stepping into bold faith.
Let's go.
Before we continue, I want you to stop this episode, like, subscribe, and also share. Send it to your friends, your family, your auntie, your mama, brother, daddy, whoever.
Subscribe, baby.
Subscribe. Drop some love in the chat. Let us know how you feeling. Let us know how your year's starting off. Let us know.
We're here for you. We are visionaries. This is what we do. So please like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the follow button. Hit the thumbs up. Give us just send it out. Do what you do, but show love at the end of the day.
So as we step into our last segment for this episode, which is called Stepping into Bold Faith.
Yes, sir.
This year, we're challenging you to take a bold, faith-driven action. And we talking to you, and we talking to even ourselves. Because when we came up with this episode, we was like, we crossed over into 2025. But I feel like, we need to do something that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy faith. I mean like something that is going to shift the narrative of our year. Besides taking yourself serious, let's actually do something that's going to break the norm. And what is that? We're not just going to write down our goals. We're not going to do that. We're not just going to write them down. We're going to do something crazy that aligns with your vision.
Do something crazy, man.
Keyword, do something crazy.
And listen. Disclaimer, please.
Okay, yeah. Disclaimer.
Don't go out there wilding out on us. But listen, we're talking about calculated risk.
Yes.
Go out there and if this is something you've been thinking about doing for the last 10 years, go out there, go touch the property.
Yes.
Go touch the auto vehicle. Go touch the building that's leased. Go touch the warehouse that you see your business operating out of. Go touch it. Go even for my people who envision themselves in relationships. Prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Write down the kind of relationship you envision yourself having. Talk to your kids. Talk to your spouse. Let's go, man. This is the year to do something crazy.
Yeah. It's also about maybe even applying for the job that you don't feel qualified for. Maybe starting an investment property. Maybe it's launching the idea that you have been sitting on. And if this also is the year that you believe that love will find you, like my husband said, put yourself out there. You ain't gonna find your mate just sitting on the couch.
No.
Now, I know we got social media, but put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to vision, network. Put yourself in a community of people that will challenge you. This is the year that we cross over into greatness. And if we want greatness to find us, we must first believe that we are great. So when we say do something crazy, we mean to do something that is not in your normal routine. We need you to step out and say, I am going to do something that is going to shake up my atmosphere. Put yourself out there. Come on. Reach out to that person. Reach out to that celebrity friend. They may not be your friend yet, but hey, if you say in the future, I believe me and this person may connect, reach out to them. Hey, I have a product. I have an idea. I have to put yourself out there.
What do you got to lose?
Yeah.
What you got to lose? Because I promise you, where you at and where you want to go, you have nothing to lose. But everything to gain.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it again. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain.
Yeah.
Do something crazy.
Yes.
Listen, the dream you have isn't too big. God wouldn't place it on your heart if it wasn't possible. But you have to take the step.
Yeah.
Stop waiting for everything to align perfectly. Waiting for everything to align perfectly. Sometimes you have to move first and let the details come together along the way. Like I told you all last episode.
Say that again.
Just start. Stop waiting for everything to align perfectly and move first and let the details come together along the way.
Yes. I love that. That was really good because I think even in this, as we cross over, everything is starting to unfold. Shout out to y'all. We finally hit 100 subscribers.
Let's go. That's something
to celebrate. That's 100 people that believe in us. So we salute y'all. Thank you.
100 and counting,
Thank
baby.
you for vibing with us.
But hold on. We just talked about doing something crazy.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I believe I'm believing for 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yes. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, we put it out there.
To 100,000
100K
subscribers.
Yes.
100K.
100K.
Also known
Road
as
to
100K. Yeah, I ain't want to say the ghetto version, but hey, y'all won't get who. It's 100K. We believe it for 100K, okay?
Yeah.
But listen, this is doing something crazy. I'm putting it out there. We putting it out there. The thoughts of a visionary will have 100K subscribers. And guess what? I'm gonna put a date on it. I believe we're gonna have it
before the end of this year.
August 8th, 2025. And you know what that means. Oh, you want to break the news?
Anyway, So as we close, we just want you to know that sometimes fear will still try to creep in. And the reason why we keep talking about fear, because I think that's the biggest thing that's being pushed out right now with the news and social media and everything you see when you go out. It just seems like a madhouse. Everything is just going ballistic in this world. Man. But I want you to know this. You have to keep yourself grounded. You know, though we have a vision for this podcast, we also have to do our due diligence of being honest and say, you know, the very thing that keeps you grounded is the main thing that's going to continue to provide a solid foundation. You know, so maybe those may not believe, but I believe when you connect yourself with God, He is the one that can create that solid foundation in your life. He is the one that can guide you and lead you and tell you where you need to go and order your steps. You know, so as though the world may push out fear, allow yourself to be grounded. Grounded in a solid foundation. Grounded in love. Grounded in unity. Grounded in progression. And not just a resolution. Grounded in knowing that the very thing that I was told to start, or I feel that I need to start, and I did start, or if I didn't start, that's the very thing I need to focus on. Not starting over. Not trying to come to a place of trying to figure out if it's good enough. But take it step by step. Because once again, progression is in the silent, consistent moves that you make on a daily basis.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. And let me ask you a question. What was the last task you were tasked to do and you didn't do? Because if you're trying to figure out, that's the last, you before you get a new step, you got to complete the last one.
Yes.
And I think I said that earlier. I'm going to reiterate it again. You have to complete the last step before you start something new. You know, it's like the law of planting. You got to plant the seed in order for the seed to die, for the roots to take root, and for the plant to grow. It's the same thing with our vision and dreams. You have to complete the last task before you can start a new task. And so just want to lead out with that before we get out of here.
Yeah, so before we exit, we do have a challenge for you visionaries. And this challenge is this. This week, we challenge you to take a bold action towards your vision. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to have it all together or even make sense. But just take a step. Good. Whatever that step is, we challenge you to do that task this week. Drop it in the chat and let us know. Share your testimony stories. Share your stories. Or even share what's holding you back.
Yeah, don't hold back, man. Let us know what you...
Reach out to us.
We're here for you all.
Let us know.
You know, we want to know because we are here to conquer this road to... like I told my wife earlier, listen... Our theme for this podcast is destined for greatness. And I believe that everybody here is destined for greatness. In order to become great, you have to confess your struggles. You got to be aware of your weak points. And I believe every visionary struggled with fear some way, shape, or form. But every visionary became a visionary because they pushed past the fear. And they exercised their faith.
Yes.
They just kept being consistent in spite of the struggles, in spite of the opposition. They pushed past it, and that's how they became great. Yeah. And so we just want to be there with you all on this road to greatness, to share, to overcome, and to even celebrate with you all. Because we're not here to no, this is about you all. We're here to help guide you, lead you, and shape you into that visionary that you are called. You're called. Yeah. You're called. You are a chosen generation. Mm-hmm. You are chosen. I'm speaking to you right now. You are chosen. You're chosen. You're chosen. I need you to hear me because it's 2025. If you made it this far, I promise you, you are chosen. Mm-hmm. You are chosen. And I need you to understand the importance of you. Of you. You are you for a reason. Yes. And I need you to understand that you are chosen and you are destined for greatness.
Yes. So we're going to wrap it up. I think you said a lot and we appreciate that because sometimes you need that reminder to know that you are chosen. You need that reminder to keep going, to keep being focused and keep remembering I'm here for a reason in this world. I'm here for a purpose. So we thank you for that.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the visionaries. We thank you. We love you. And we want you to know that though this episode may be coming to an end, we challenge you to do something that is going to shape your narrative, that is going to shape your future. Remember, stop doubting yourself, stop living in fear, and most importantly, start believing in yourself. Believe that this is your year and believe that it can happen.
Yeah.
See you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and share. Tell us what you feel. Share it in the chat. Let us know what's going on with you. Until next time, bye, visionaries.